Hi everybody, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Well, it's all good here in Alabama. I'm doing pretty well. Been finding plenty of bananas, or actually I've been on a good banana cycle. I've been buying enough to keep myself with ripe bananas the whole time I've been here. Getting a little bit of that cool weather that I was hoping for over the holiday, so it has a little bit more of the seasonal feel to it. Anyhow, I just thought today I've got several topics I'd talk about in no particular order, just kind of things that people ask me from time to time, so I thought I would talk about them a little bit. And I wanted to talk about them a little bit and explain, I get questions on things from time to time, and I've mentioned this before. I don't ever want to seem evasive, but I'm not one of those people that tries to answer everything. I'm not one of those people that tries to have an opinion on everything. If I don't feel like I know how to answer you, or I don't have really an answer for you, I'm not going to just throw something out there. There's too much of that out there, in my opinion. I just don't trust these people that know everything. They know everything. They know everything about every aspect of this and that, and they've got an opinion on everything. Don't trust those type people, because nobody knows everything. I know this thing from my experience. I ain't got a lot of book learning on it. Well, I do read, but most everything I do, this has been a science experiment from the very beginning, and I've just been, giving my results and just letting you can take from them what you will. I don't know. I do. This isn't a huge channel, but I have enough people following that I kind of feel a responsibility, not just to throw stuff out there just to be talking. So I thought I'd cover. So I thought I'd cover a couple of topics today. Weight loss. I get asked various questions about weight loss from time to time, and I don't think people are ever terribly satisfied or happy with my answers, because the way I do things is not sexy. The way I do things, there's not like this, there's not some big program you follow. It doesn't have steps. It's not detailed. I try to simply eat a whole food plant-based diet. I eat lots of fruit every day. I eat greens. I get a healthy amount of fat. And I lost my weight. I lost the weight I was carrying, and I just got, okay, this is pretty apropos. I can put it into perspective right now. I got here on Wednesday. This is Monday when I'm making the video. So I got here the past Wednesday. I stepped on the scale, which I always do when I get here, and I weighed in at like 155, 156. I wasn't sure. That's what I started the year at. Now I went up and down. I tried to put a little bit of weight on a couple of times, but I just, I'd get busy and I'd miss calories someday. But basically, just eating how I eat, I stayed pat throughout the year. I started the year about the same weight, ended the year about the same weight. So, when I started this lifestyle, I was just looking to repair some damage. I was looking to take my health back. I was looking to just change the way I had lived most of my life. I had weight I wanted to lose. I've showed pictures before, and I ended up in all, I've probably where I am now and where I was when I started on this journey. Now, I've been a lot heavier than that in my life. I probably lost about 50 pounds, maybe a little bit more. But the weight loss was never, I was on a different path this time. The weight loss was never in the forefront of my mind. I just found the process. I ate a lot of whole plant-based foods, and the weight came off. I didn't do gimmicks. I didn't do, anything other than just eating healthy food and learning more and more. So when people ask me about other people's methods, I get questions about what other people do, this and that. And I guess I could throw out an opinion, but yeah, my way of doing it, I think, is boring. People need a little bit more sizzle, and mine is just really boring. It's just like, eat an adequate amount of fresh fruits and vegetables every day, limit your fat, eat a healthy amount of fat. I don't mean limit as in, too much, but eat a healthy amount of fat, move your body a little bit, get an adequate amount of exercise, and your body's going to settle into the weight that it's supposed to be. It's that plain and simple. Don't run around in circles and make this stuff more than it is. On this lifestyle, if you're really struggling all that much, you really need to evaluate what you're doing. I don't want to be so bold as to say you're doing it wrong, but you may be doing it wrong, because all this struggle, the struggle is for the other people out there. The struggle is for the people doing the Atkins diets and the Jenny Craigs and the Weight Watchers and the restricting and all of that. This lifestyle is just seamless. You just do it. I mean, I've never struggled on this lifestyle since day one, even when I was, in a way different place than I was now. But yeah, you just get away from the gimmicks and just eat a plant-based diet. That's it in a nutshell. Juice fast. That's juice feast and fast. That's another one I get a lot. Not for them, not against them. I don't know anything about them because I don't do them. They never really interested me. They didn't interest me because, and somebody will jump in, and feel free, my brother or sister. Somebody will always jump in when you talk about these, and they will write a long comment, or whatever. If you're in social media or whatever, they will write their long description of why to do it. God bless you, brother. Do them all you want to. They just don't really have any interest for me. I don't know. I mean, like I say, there's nothing wrong with them. In fact, I could see myself just to lighten up a little bit, maybe doing a 3 or 4 day, like I say, just to mixing things up. But as in the end, what most people are not getting on this lifestyle is eventually you're going to have to learn to eat. I've been, earlier in this journey, I was in groups and in forums where people were doing some sort of little gimmicky thing all the time. They were jumping. You'd have somebody that would do the master cleanse. Then they would get off that and almost immediately, now who wants to join me on a blah, blah, blah juice feast? And then they'd do a juice feast, and then they'd be just a few days off that, and then they were telling everybody about doing some sort of an island where, I'm only going to eat bananas. Let me tell you something. And you can argue or you can disagree, but at some point, you're going to have to eat food. At some point, you're going to have to learn how to balance your food. You're going to have to learn how to eat the fruits and eat the vegetables and get some fat or whatever. You can't do these gimmicks forever. So it's almost like people are hiding sometimes with all of these things. And yeah, I know they have their purposes and they have their healing purposes, and that's great. And if you want to use it for something like that and you really know what you're doing, or you're talking or following somebody or networking with somebody that knows what they're doing, yeah, I'm sure they do have some benefits, but if you're using them to hide from just actually learning how to eat, if you're using them as shortcuts, then in my opinion, you're mostly just wasting your time. Another thing that I get a lot of times too, and it's almost it's kind of that awkward pause, like, okay, well, what do I say? When people comment to me, or where I see it other places, like, I don't eat bananas. I can't eat bananas. Bananas don't agree with me. I don't like the taste of them. Or for whatever reason, some person can't eat bananas. Bananas are just kind of the bulk of my calories. It's kind of, it's a base. It just gives you those calories. You can always fall back on them. No doubt. I'm not saying by any means, of course you can do this lifestyle without eating bananas. I don't know how to do it. I live in the tropics. My diet is very heavily banana based. On any given day, I don't eat as many as I probably used to, but on any given day, I'm eating upwards of 15, 18, 20 bananas a day. I would say if I had to average it out, at least 15, 16 bananas a day. So yeah, I try to, I sit around sometime and I think like that. I'm like, okay, when somebody asks me, I'm like, how would you do this without bananas? And I do it. For calorie wise, I'd probably have to add more dates into what I was eating, just because they're a little bit more calorie dense. What's seasonal where you live, that's what I'd go to. I'd go to seasonal. I'd go to what's grown in the area, what's that didn't have to be imported in. I don't know, apples, but in the end, I do bananas. I do heavy on the bananas. So you would have to go to somebody that lives in that's what I'll finish off with right here. Always look to people in a similar situation as you. It's hard for me if you're sitting somewhere, in the Midwest or wherever, and you don't get a lot of bananas, or you can't eat a lot of bananas, or there's a lot of fruits that I eat that you can't eat. Maybe you're in Canada right now. Maybe you're somewhere up north in the States, in Europe, where it's super cold. In those cases, I throw tips out there on, doing things in the winter and eating in colder weather. But hello, Costa Rica, I'm not your expert on that. You asked you asked Melissa's Raw Food Romance. You asked Chris Kendall. You asked people that are doing it in those type of situations. And I would say, to finish up on the bananas, is you would look to some people that are being successful on this lifestyle that also can't eat bananas or don't eat bananas. But I don't try, like I say, I'm not going to ever do that. I mean, I do try to educate myself more. And as I get these questions that I don't have the answer to, I add those to my list. And those are things I go back and look into. I study, watch videos on, and try to educate myself on. But it all boils down to the base of any of my knowledge, any experience that I might have is about me, and it's about how I've done this lifestyle, and it's worked. I'm sure there'll be some adjustments even now along the way, but I'm happy with how it's working. I'm happy with the results, and that's really all you can ask for on this lifestyle. So anyhow, we started the week off with just kind of a jumping from here to here rambling video, but hope you liked it. If you like this one, please give me a thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button and come back and watch more videos. And I hope you're having a very nice week. Love you guys. Peace.